my night sweats were so bad, so bad that I only had like 10 days per month where I wasn't sweating through 3 different sets of pajamas. I bought like, like the pads, like the geriatric pads that are washable. I would sleep on that. It was awful.
My energy levels were low. Sometimes I would fall asleep at a stoplight driving home from work. As hard as I worked out, I couldn't keep body muscle. I always had that layer of fat around my middle that I was always trying to work at.
I'm very happy with how I feel, how I look, how I perform in the gym, how I perform at work. It just everything.
For me, I noticed lean body mass improved, energy levels improved.
People realize down the road, at first it was just about the scale and how I looked in the mirror. And then we didn't realize how it's not separate from family, career, like your relationships. It impacts all facets of that, and it supports all of them. Hi, everyone. Mike Brookins here. I'm here with Joe and Ashley Rubo, who have been good friends of ours and also patients now. And just going to tell a little bit about their kind of what prompted them to seek us out and their experiences with Fraternity Health Partners.
Hi, I'm Joe. And I actually met Michael because, through one of our mutual friends. I saw Charlie and I looked at him and I was like, wow, Charlie. A body transformation. I mean, I hadn't seen him in a few months. I said, the workouts are going pretty good, right? He said, yes, but you have to meet my friend Mike Brookins. You really have never figured out what your vitamin levels are, your deficiencies, and you've never really gotten into that science, have you? I said, no, actually, and I've always wanted to. And then I met Michael at the wedding, and I think I became a client like a few weeks later.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We met Mike and Randy at Charlie and Randy's wedding and learned about Eternity Health Partners through there. And I was very intrigued, but also I wasn't quite perimenopausal yet. So I didn't really see much of a need like Joe, and I kind of wanted Joe to be the guinea pig. So I think I started like a year later, something like that.
Year and a half later. My chief complaints were, I had many. As hard as I worked out, I couldn't keep body muscle. I always had that layer of fat around my middle that I was always trying to work at. My energy levels were low. Sometimes I would fall asleep at a stoplight driving home from work. Yeah, sure. I was under a lot of stress working, and, sleep hours were not great. And I was trying to work out in the morning and go to work. But I never really had a body analysis, a composition, right? A blood analysis of all my hormones and my vitamins and my different levels. I never had that done until I became a client of the clinic. And, working with the doctors and looking at the different analysis really, really helped put things into perspective of where I was deficient and what we really needed to work on.
And that's kind of a big thing, I think, that we see a lot. You guys are high achievers, and, I think we're high achievers are kind of conditioned. I just need to pull myself up by my bootstraps, and I need to work harder. I need to diet more. And people are really killing themselves in the gym and eating like a bird. And you just don't have to do that. It is about getting a comprehensive set of labs, the hormones, looking at metabolic deficiencies. Men's generally, their hormones start dipping in their late 30s, definitely in their 40s and 50s. And it's hard to hold muscle. We call that sarcopenia. You start losing the muscle, and then it's like the muscle goes to the belly, and it starts accumulating there. But what were some of the kind of the results or improvements you noticed, like physically, mentally, emotionally, once you guys kind of started?
For me, I noticed lean body mass improved, energy levels improved. Really, I mean, just my overall feeling of, whether I was healthy or not, I had a healthier feeling. I
Yeah.
felt more active. I felt like I had more energy.
Ashley, did you, once Joe started, did you kind of see the changes with him and energy wise? Like, was it kind of noticeable? And
Yes, definitely.
okay. And then how long
Definitely.
after? I mean, when did you start dipping into the perimenopause stuff? Like soon after
Well,
that, or was it was like a year later?
because HRT is so controversial, right? And
Yes.
you can ask different doctors different things and different people different things. And especially, I am a person I have friends of all different ages, ranging from like 65 to 30s. And so the older generation doesn't really believe in HRT as
Right.
much as like we do, right? So,
Sure.
and I didn't have a ton of friends on it, that component. But what made me finally do it was I had gotten to the point where my night sweats were so bad that I only had like 10 days per month where I wasn't sweating through three different sets
Oh
of
my gosh.
pajamas. I
Yeah.
bought like, like the pads, like the geriatric pads that are washable, reusable. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
You put them on like a hospital bed. So I
Yeah.
bought those and I would sleep on that. It was awful. So that was really because I really thought I'm going to push through. I can
Oh no.
sprint
Yeah,
my
you're
way
in it.
through this. I can like eat sweet potatoes, whatever,
Yeah.
but that was really what it was for me. Was the night sweats was like, okay. And then I
Yeah.
think once I started seeing improvements in so many other things, it really took off. And
Yeah.
now
For sure.
I'm very happy with
That's
how I
great.
feel, how I look, how I perform in the gym,
Yeah.
how I perform at work. It just everything. I feel so much better. And I'm a huge proponent of HRT and peptides. And I tell everybody about it. Everybody. Unfortunately, I don't tell them about Eternity Health Partners because in Houston specifically, people are a little nervous about not having a place to go to, right?
Sure.
So when I mention it, they're like, I'm looking for someone local.
Well, I've sent a bunch of guys though.
Yeah, it's 50-50, and I get it. We want to go to a doctor maybe face to face. We want to vet them and see if it's a good match, see if this is believable and stuff. And we still have patients that love to come in, do their in-face consult, the physical exam, all that. But we do have a provider who's licensed in all 50 states. She's exceptional and has been doing this forever. And you can have a Zoom, approved telemedicine consult. But I get it. It's kind of what we talk, we're talking about before. People are kind of ingrained in the last 20 years. There's still a lot of traditional doctors preaching dogma on using bioidentical hormones and cancer risk and all that. And it's only, within the last 5 years, they just took the black box warning off testosterone for women. They said, oh, this is dangerous for women. And now that there's been 20 years of studies with this and using it in clinical practice, the results are pretty overwhelming, and they're saying, actually, this is great for the heart. It's great for the brain. It's these women who have osteoporosis, who are getting hip fractures, they're not getting hip fractures anymore. So, and they've even gone as far as there was an article that came out in, I think, 2012, the Women's Healthcare Initiative, and it just really demonized hormones and cancer. New England Medical Journal, JAMA, they never do this. So they actually pulled that article. They said, look, we were completely wrong about this.
Really?
And now we need to retrain. Now it's the fastest growing specialty. It's super, super interesting.
I find it invaluable, honestly, because in my career, I am here, there, and everywhere. And I'm sure I annoy the crap out of them because I constantly have to reschedule my appointments. So, like, if I had to go somewhere to have the appointment and I would had to reschedule that many times, they wouldn't want to see me. you know? So it's
Agreed.
tough. It's tough. Ask my husband.
For sure.
My schedule changes. It's like if I get a showing, peace, I gotta go, you
You
know?
gotta go.
So that's just how it is. And so for me, it is invaluable. But I respect people's opinions and their comfort levels and all of that stuff. So I try not to be pushy, but I'm also like, you're missing out. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But, I don't have anyone local to refer you to because my needs are met. So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
It was completely natural. It felt like, why wouldn't I do it like
Yeah.
this?
I saw him do it right and get the thing to take to the quest and do the blood work, and so I saw that, so I knew what it was going to be. I didn't have anxiety about how am I going to be able to pull this off, because I saw him do it. So I think that was part of it too. And we're pretty in tune with, our family history and having providers specifically for our needs with that, and having our physicals done every year.
Right.
Like we're pretty in tune with our health. So
You're very proactive.
to have functional medicine done via telehealth is for us invaluable and works well.
And you got to have both, right? Like traditional doctors are great for trauma, cancer. You get hit by a bus, you need those guys.
Yeah. I mean, I see a cardiologist already because I have a family history of cardiac issues. I've had 4 colonoscopies at the age of 30. I started having colonoscopies at 34. I had polyps at 37. I had polyps at 39. I had polyps. I started BPC 157. I can't remember when. And I made a lot of other changes, but I did not have any polyps in this colonoscopy that I just had.
Wow.
So
there you go.
I'm thrilled.
And Ashley's mom died of colon cancer.
Yeah.
You got that strong family history. We try to help people.
Right.
We do primary care here as well. And we try to help people navigate, well, if you got family history, you want to do the colonoscopy. For men, go get the digital rectal exam of the prostate at 45, get the calcium score of your heart. And then we do a couple of new age things like, there's it's called a liquid biopsy. And it's a cancer blood test that tests over 50 different types of cancers, but finds it very, very, very early stage, which is really, that's really what you got to do if you're going to make it or not.
Yeah, we do that too. We do the Gallery.
Yeah, you got to catch that stuff early. So, and there's nuances in traditional healthcare that we don't have the experience with. So I always tell people, have your functional guy for everything preventative, to really optimize you. Energy, metabolic, functional stuff, but have your traditional guy also that can catch those little nuances. That's really the key.
I think more importantly is just to get in to see a provider as early as possible, know your family history, and get on top of that as early as possible. Don't wait for any symptoms. Do not wait for any symptoms. If you are eating any part of the American standard diet, if you are eating fast food, or if you are eating processed food, you need to start having colonoscopies in your freaking 20s. Okay? There are 20-year-olds getting colon cancer this day and age. That is where we are. So for me, like, I know I went to nursing school. Does not matter that I did not pass nursing school, but I went. And I learned a lot that year. And family history was probably the most important thing that I learned. And so I tell anyone, I mean, I'm constantly on my Instagram about people getting colonoscopies, constantly.
That's great.
Your gut is your second brain. It may be your first brain. Everything begins in your gut. So if that is unhealthy, everything else is going to be unhealthy. And as far as staying in tune with your body, I really don't know my body as well as I sound like I know my body. I still don't know how certain foods affect me and stuff like that. And I want to learn. I'm very interested and I'm trying to pay attention. But
Your enthusiasm has ramped up because, when I started, you were very health conscious, but your level has increased so fast
yeah,
and so quickly, so high.
yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's, being on the Tirzepatide, I think
Mm-hmm.
slows you down a minute and allows you to really think about what you want to put in your body, because
Right.
you're not ravenous. You're not as hungry. So for me, I've wanted to nourish my body as much as possible with the smaller amount that I'm consuming.
Oh,
And I'm still lifting
Yeah.
weights, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I want to nourish it. And being on the Tirzepatide has allowed me to really slow down and think about what I'm putting in, instead of just like, oh, I need something fast because I'm so hungry. You know what I mean?
What we're seeing is that these GLP-1s, Tirzepatide, semaglutide, they're changing people's relationships with food.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yes,
people always need,
absolutely.
and people know I don't need to go to McDonald's. I shouldn't be doing all this high fructose corn syrup, all this processed food. But things
Yeah.
become very habitual, the more you do. And they put so much, Philip Morris develops a lot of these, the cigarette company developed a lot of these food chemicals to make them very, very addictive. And
Yeah.
until you have a little agent like these GLP-1s to kind of block that receptor in the brain that's giving those cravings, it kind of resets you and changes
Yeah.
your relationship with food. And then you're like, man, I feel so much better when I eat,
Yeah.
fat and protein.
Whole foods from the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you could do it they say you do anything for about a month, you start reprogramming the brain and it becomes habit. But, yeah, it's been one of the biggest things that I've seen. So I hear you. I hear you there.
Yeah. I'm in no way perfect, right? But I think I have a good balance. I've got it like an 80-20 balance. And I will
Yeah.
say, when I first started the Tirzepatide, I didn't quite know how to handle the not being hungry, because I have had a very terrible relationship with food my entire life. I was an overweight kid, very overweight, high BMI. I was athletic. I always swam, but I would like go lay in front of the TV and eat, I may have eaten a whole bag of Doritos. I don't know.
Yeah.
I weigh less now than I did in the 5th grade.
You're kidding.
wow.
I'm
Wow.
not kidding.
Wow.
I wish I was kidding. I'll show you a picture when we're not recording.
Wow.
So
That's
for
amazing.
me to not be hungry, I was like, and I struggled with bulimia and anorexia in high school and college. So for me, and when you struggle with anorexia, or at least my struggle with it included craving that hungry feeling. I craved it. And so that kind of, I started losing weight faster, right? Kind of faster than I wanted to. And then I got obsessed with these heated classes, and I was doing them 6 days a week and like breaking out with rashes and shit and didn't care. And I got like rail skinny and nothing fit me I got down to 128. I've never been in my 120s. I got down to 128 and none of my clothes fit me. My butt was gone. I was like, okay, this is not good. We're not going to do heated classes.
Time to build muscle.
Yeah. So now I'm like, and I think when I reached out, I was probably about 150, 154 on a bad day. And now I'm hovering at 138, the high 130s. And I work out completely differently. I lift very heavy weights, 6 to 8 reps.
Yeah.
And I walk and do like bursts of cardio if I feel like I need to. So I've started consuming whole foods and all of that stuff in the last probably 6 months.
Your diet has become extremely clean.
Yeah, it's vastly changed.
Vastly changed. For me, I was lucky. I was raised in an Italian, a Mediterranean food household where mom cooked everything. We had a garden out back. There was a huge garden. So, she would say, go pick peppers, onions, lettuce, tomatoes, bring them in, string beans, carrots, bring them in. We're making, salad, we're making dinner. So, I've
Mm-hmm.
always been raised around that kind of eating habit. So I had a real, head start. But what I always grew up with was, the way we learned how to work out, which was go to the gym and do 3 or 4 sets and get heavier and heavier and heavier
Mm-hmm.
and try not to get hurt. And, oh, you just tweaked your shoulder or you tweaked your knee or you tweaked something. And now, you're sitting around. And also in between, you're resting and wait. It was kind of like trying to be almost like a power lifter kind of workout, but not in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So, we just kind of we just tried to figure it out. Like there was nobody really teaching us, right? So
Yeah.
working out in the gym was not very effective or, prone to getting injuries, especially
Mm-hmm.
shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And followed Ashley to the gym one day and found this gym that we both use now. The gym is
Oh, okay.
filled with NFL and NBA players,
Yeah.
and they're in there doing all the same workout. And the workout that's up on the screen that he, has you do each day is unique for me because it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
tell you how much weight to do. It just
Yeah.
tells you, you're doing a B stance RDL with a row. It
Yeah.
doesn't tell you
Yeah.
how much weight.
It's just circuits.
That's the
Yes.
workout that's
Absolutely.
here to stay. In circuit
Yes.
training, doing foundation moves.
Yes.
Hit style
Absolutely.
training. Yeah.
And, I haven't gotten injured there working out there for 2.5 years, and I
Well,
was always getting injured working out on my own.
well, but we also have this I also highly recommend to people who do strength train. We also have a girl that we see weekly. High Level Fit is her business name, and her name is Kayla. We love her to death.
Mhm.
But every injury we have ever had, because we do get injured,
Sure.
Yeah.
she gets us up and running. Joe tore his hamstring. What were you doing?
Wakeboarding.
Yeah, wakeboarding. He tore his hamstring. It was black and blue. He went to see the doctor.
From my ass to my ankle.
Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
see. He went to
That's
see
a good one.
He went to see the doctor. Couldn't walk. Right. Went to see the doctor. The doctor's like, "Okay, you need to start PT." He calls the PT place. They're like, "Oh, we can start seeing you in 2 weeks or something." Right. That whole
Mm-hmm.
process of him seeing the doctor and then the PT thing, that was 3 weeks that went by.
As soon as I saw the doctor, you said,
Go see Kayla.
go see Kayla. You're going to wait 2 weeks to start. You have to
Yes.
start this right away.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
see Kayla. Kayla had him, it was 6 weeks of PT ordered. Kayla had him running in 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
She had him
4
running
weeks.
in 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Everybody
is
needs a good body
Amazing.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a certified athletic trainer, and she has all these other certifications and qualifications and all these tools and stuff that she uses. But I highly, highly, highly recommend, because sometimes
Yeah.
that pain in your back that's never going to go away, she can work it out and
Yeah.
it actually will go away. Sometimes you don't have muscles firing. My glutes weren't firing. How many personal trainers did I have over all these years, and no one could tell me that my glutes weren't firing? That's why my glutes weren't developing.
And that's why people get injured too. You need a good body mechanics guy that can, while you're working out, can put you in the right form, and that keeps you from
Yeah.
getting injured. We have a Rolodex here. There's like 2 or 3 great body guys here in town. Their schedules are booked, but they'll take a referral from us. So we have that in each specialty, but they greatly outshine any physical therapy group that's here in town that is going to take your insurance. I mean, she's cash
great.
pay
Yes.
locally, but people who mix in, the cryo, cold plunge, sauna, have their body guy. They're doing the hormones, and they're training and foundation training. They don't get hurt.
Right. I just feel like at Eternity Health, you get looked at from all different angles, and not just, vital signs.
It starts out with the blood panel. It is 100% tailored to you. It is all about you right there from the first lab result. And so, I felt like it was concierge level doctor connection. It was only about me. It wasn't anything about, outside the box. These are your statistics on your vitamins, your hormones, your testosterone levels, and it was customized to treat me. So yeah, I mean, it was 100% custom. So I felt very comfortable with it right away. I had never used anything as professional before, so it was extremely satisfying to know that this was a treatment level set up for me.
I do feel the same way. Obviously the blood work and then the Gallery test. And I just feel like with the functional medicine, you can update the provider on everything. And I specifically really appreciate being able to text message prescription refills
right.
and I need an appointment. And because as I mentioned, my schedule is nutty. So that for me is very important, or invaluable as well. But I definitely feel like I can talk about anything. I'm probably not going to be able to go talk to my doctor who doesn't really believe in hormone therapy or peptide therapy and talk about how bad my night sweats are and my brain fog and my ear keeps itching and I can't lose any weight. And he's probably like, your BMI, it looks great. What do you mean you can't lose any weight? Or I just feel inflamed, or why does my stomach always hurt? And, it's just different things. Both of our libidos had declined, right? Hormonally. Like I said, I'm 44, he's 58. So of course our libidos declined and that is normal.
Sure.
And if it hasn't happened for you, that is such a blessing. Enjoy it. There's no jealousy because mine has returned with the help of my testosterone shot.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, and the same for him. So we've been able to reconnect in ways that you don't want to admit that, in a marriage that you've disconnected because your hormones are affecting things, and it's like, we're still attracted to each other, but our bodies aren't showing that. You know what I mean? So I think from that aspect is something that we experience as a couple. It's been an improvement and important. I encourage other couples to do it.
For sure.
Yeah, that's something we see too. If the couples didn't come in together, it's the man or the woman that they came in separately. And then they're like, they start doing really good and the other partner will see them and then their libido coming back. And then they'll report, I really need my spouse to come in here because we need to be matched. And then and then people realize down the road, at first it was just about the scale and how I looked in the mirror. And they're like, we didn't realize how it's not separate from family, career, like your relationships, like it impacts all facets of that. And it supports kind of all of them, the better you take care of yourself, the better you can take care of everybody else around you.
It's
spouse,
biological. It's biological, right? I mean, it's a way to bring a baby into this world, a human being into this world. So it's a biological experience that changes as you age. So if you need help, get some shots.
Yeah. But for a lot of people, it's very awkward to talk. Like men don't talk about, that I can't get I can't get an erection anymore and stuff like that. So we don't wait for them to bring it up. Like we bring it up. We're like, hey, how's the bedroom going? How's the Brazil going, Joe?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you're having night sweats 20 nights out of the month and you're talking to a doctor about it, you're not really thinking about having sex.
Gosh.
You're thinking about, I just don't want to sweat like a pig tonight. Please.
And it's such an easy fix. I think about 5 to 10 years, it'll be very, very mainstream, but it's such like the night sweats, hot flashes is such an easy fix using bioidentical hormones. I mean, you see changes within a couple days.
Yes, absolutely. Heaven sent.
Thank you for watching today. If you guys have any questions, please follow the link below and leave a comment. Thank you, Joe and Ashley, for joining us today. That was a great conversation.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.